The Galaxy S25 FE has always been the safe choice in Samsung's lineup, the phone that plays it steady, gives you enough of the flagship feel without burning your wallet. But this year, something feels different. The leaks and early reports aren't just pointing to the usual minor upgrades, they're hinting at a phone that could surprise even die-hard fans. And the twist, it's not about the camera or the display or even the design, it's about a decision under the hood that could completely flip the way people see the FE series. Welcome back, viewers. James here. If you love getting the inside scoop before it's official, hit like, share this video, and subscribe because you won't want to miss what's coming up in the next few minutes. Let's start with something many FE owners have been begging for, a better selfie camera. For years, the Fan Edition has kept the same old front shooter, no matter how much the rest of the phone evolved. But with the S25 FE, Samsung is finally making a change. We're getting a 12MP front sensor, the same resolution you'll find on the regular Galaxy S25. This might sound like a small bump on paper, but in reality, it's a big leap for anyone who cares about sharper details in their selfies, crisper video calls, and more realistic skin tones. No more overly smooth, slightly washed out selfies. This is Samsung catching up to what fans have been asking for. But here's where things get interesting. The back of the phone tells a different story. Samsung is sticking with the same 50MP main sensor along with a 12MP ultra-wide and 80MP telephoto with 3x optical zoom. On paper, this is identical to the last two FE models. At first glance, that might feel like deja vu. But remember, better hardware isn't the only way to improve photos. The secret weapon this year could be the new processing power, and that's where the real drama starts. Samsung originally planned to ship the S25 FE with its in-house Exynos 2400 chip, capable processor, no doubt, but recent leaks suggest that production challenges might push Samsung to take a completely different route. The alternative, MediaTek's flagship Dimensity 9400. And here's the kicker. This isn't a compromise. In fact, early performance data shows that the Dimensity 9400 is actually faster than the Exynos 2400s in both single-core and multi-core benchmarks. We're talking about a 35% boost in single-core performance and nearly 28% in multi-core compared to the previous generation, plus improved efficiency for better battery life. Think about that for a second. Samsung's mid-tier phone could end up packing a processor that not only beats expectations, but might even challenge the performance of some of their own premium models. That's the kind of underdog story tech fans love, and it could make the S25 FE the sleeper hit of the year. And the performance upgrades don't stop there. Reports say Samsung has already begun firmware development for the US unlocked version of the S25 FE, meaning this phone will launch with Android 16 and One UI 8 right out of the box. That's huge, because many current flagships still haven't moved past One UI 7. The fact that the FE could debut with Samsung's latest and greatest software means it's going to feel fresher, faster, and more refined from day one. And the update promised 7 major Android versions. Let that sink in. This phone will still be getting OS updates well into 2032. For anyone who keeps their phone for years, that's basically future-proofing built in. One UI 8 itself is worth talking about. It's not just a coat of paint. It's bringing smoother animations, more responsive multitasking, and subtle design tweaks that make daily use feel cleaner and more intuitive. Combine that with the potential MediaTek powerhouse inside, and suddenly the Fan Edition isn't just playing catch-up, it's gunning for the top of the mid-range game. Now, let's talk design. The S25 FE is expected to arrive with a sleeker, thinner body and slimmer bezels, making it look more premium than ever. The display is sticking to the proven formula, a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X with a 120Hz refresh rate. That means silky scrolling, vibrant colors, and deep blacks that Samsung displays are famous for. Whether you're binging videos, gaming, or just scrolling through your socials, this screen is going to deliver. But there's one detail that might divide fans: the price. Samsung is keeping it at $650, the same as last year. That's good news in a world where prices keep climbing, but it's also a missed opportunity to make the FE an absolute must-buy. And this is where the competition creeps in. At $650, you're dangerously close to what the base Galaxy S25 costs when it goes on sale. You're also looking at other mid-range players offering impressive specs for less money. This means the S25 FE will need to stand out on more than just brand loyalty. It needs to justify why you should pick it over those tempting alternatives. Charging speed could get a small bump, possibly to 45W, which would be a welcome step up from the usual. Pair that with the room and efficiency gains from the Dimensity 9400s, and we could see noticeably better battery endurance compared to last year's model. That's not just a quality of life upgrade. It's the kind of change that makes a phone feel like it can keep up with you all day, no matter how hard you push it. So who is the Galaxy S25 FE actually for? It's not quite budget-friendly enough to be a no-brainer for casual buyers. It's not pushing boundaries the way true flagships do. But it might be the perfect fit for someone who wants the sweet spot, a phone that feels premium in the hand, runs the latest software, and stays relevant for years, all without breaking the 700 mark. Still, I can't shake the feeling that Samsung is testing the waters here. Are they seeing how much performance they can pack into the FE without cannibalizing flagship sales? Or are they experimenting to see how far fan loyalty can carry a device that mixes safe choices with a few bold surprises? Either way, the S25 FE is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing releases in Samsung's 2025 lineup, not because it's the best phone they've ever made, but because it's the one that might challenge what the Fan Edition name really means. By the time it hits shelves, expected around mid to late September, we'll know whether Samsung has delivered a sleeper hit or just another safe, reliable, slightly predictable mid-ranger. Until then, all we can do is keep watching the leaks, because if the processor swap becomes official, the Galaxy S25 FE could go from just another FE to the FE that shocked everyone.